my moon and stars, welcome back. Today, well, a couple months ago, I went to a thrift store, one that was like in my local town that I'm living at right now, and I found some items that I want to turn into character designs. It's been a while since I've done a character design video or challenge, or that I've really done character design art at all. So we walked around, found some items that I really liked, and then I kind of just attempted to compile them and make them look cool. This video has been a lot in the making behind the scenes. I've literally been sitting on this video idea for months now. I just haven't had the energy to come up with the designs yet.
Like, it looks like someone resin cast ravioli.
What?
It looks like someone resin cast ravioli.
Fair enough.
Disagree with me, I dare you.
I do disagree heavily. I heavily disagree. I swear to God, I love him so much. There was these like birds that I really liked right here, and the next one. I really liked these birds, and I didn't end up using them. I just used the cloth, the blue cloth, and I feel so bad because I loved these birds, so I will return to this design, and eventually I will redo it. But a little while after, I did some sketches in my sketchbook, trying to figure out the characters and the characteristics that I really wanted, and as I said, I was struggling with the motivation to actually sit down and do these. So sometimes when I'm struggling with motivation, I find a new brush that I haven't either used in a while or just a new one, and I play around with it, and that kind of gets me into the zone of experimenting. And I did really like those initial sketches of how much volume, and they just looked really interesting. This sketch I don't specifically agree with because the colored sketches, I did those first, and then I went into my sketchbook and I expanded upon those ideas later. And then once I kind of got these like character designs that I really liked in my sketchbook, then I moved on and I went back and I lined over them and I tried to make them in like my normal style, except I still wasn't feeling it, and it was just not looking the way I wanted it to. And here lately, I've been really into using the LASSO tool, of all things, to make art with. All my brushes that I've spent money on and all my brushes that I've downloaded, the best art that I've made in the past few days or weeks now has been with the freaking LASSO tool. I've always been a really big fan of color blocking and just figuring out shapes beforehand. My art has been very shape focused, and I've been realizing as the years go on, as I make art, I used to think that I was a line art boy, you know, and I still am, you know, but I've slowly come to the realization that I don't think in line art, and I don't think in, you know, painting and like rendering. I like doing those things, but I don't think that way. I think in shapes. So as you saw with my Animal Crossing video, where I just painted in the shapes, I didn't do any line art, that kind of altered my brain chemistry, if I'm being honest. You know, and all of the like NPC D&D emoji videos, I didn't do line art or sketching, I just color blocked it all. It changed my perspective on the way that I can do art. So here recently, like I said, I've been doing it with the LASSO tool, of all things, and I've included a screen recording of a third character that isn't based on thrift store items. She's only existing because I wanted a cute little friend, and I'll talk about their story in a little bit. But it's still been reeling to me that I can make art with the LASSO tool. Like, that is not something I perceived myself as doing, ever. But irregardless of that, I bet that you really want to hear what the heck these character designs are, like, even, like, what's going on with it. I've been talking at the screen for how I'm doing it, but not what they are. So, here's a little tea. I've named the guy Gabriel, he's an elf, and the girl is Eva. And who's going to show on screen right now is Eva's friend, Winnie. I haven't nailed down a, like, specific, not specific, but I haven't nailed down a concrete idea for their backstory. I kind of, like, keep futzing around with it, and I kind of, like, keep changing it, trying to figure out, like, what is the most interesting, for, like, what I'm thinking of. But it all boils down to Eva and Winnie are best friends. Winnie is already married to someone she was forced to marry to. They're, like, in a small village where you get forced to marry people, that kind of thing. And Eva, on her wedding day, just really not want to do it. Like, she is just appalled. She, like, would rather die than marry this random man. And Winnie and Eva have always dreamed about running away together, like, in the wink wink friend sense. To them, they're both friends. But, you know, both of them don't realize that they could have a little more. So it's complicated. I feel like I'm laughing, like, way too much at my own jokes. Kill me now. But Winnie eventually sees her friend in just so much distress, and she decides, if I can't leave, then the least I can do is make sure that you can leave. I want you to live a happy life for the both of us. It doesn't matter what happens to me. I'm already, like, stuck here, which is, like, super sad and super tragic. So, when the wedding, you know, is getting ready, Winnie swaps clothes and places with Eva. So, you know, the whole thing of walking down the aisle and the veil is over the bride. They're, like, the same height. They're roughly the same body type-ish. And when the groom lifts the veil off the bride's face, it's not who he's supposed to marry. It's someone else's wife. And they've only just then realized that she has run away. And it's raining, it's cold, it's at night. And Eva finds herself lost in the middle of nowhere. After what it felt like hours of running, she couldn't stop, knowing that they had horses and carriages, and she was just on foot. Gabriel is a traveling merchant, and I haven't quite figured out his entire backstory. I was working on an animatic for him, and I got, like, 13 seconds in, and I was like, ugh, this is so taxing. So I didn't do the animatic. I was gonna have it included in here, but I wanted to make the video already, and I was tired of just waiting on myself to finish the animatic, so, like, maybe that'll come at a later time, maybe not, I don't know yet. But he is a traveling merchant, and he is an elf, and people don't like him because he's an elf. And also, he might be, like, a wrongfully imprisoned man who escaped prison. Like I said, I don't know the full thing that I have decided for him yet. So the idea I have is kind of just Eva on the run, Gabriel just wanting some company, honestly. He's very alone, and she's the first person that he's met that to not discriminate him for being an elf. And, you know, the reason why he's not with, like, other elves, because I imagine they'd probably, like, be somewhere, and he's not there, is either he was exiled from his own community for whatever reason. I'm speculating on the spot here. But I love these guys. I love these guys so much. I've been nonstop thinking about the story and how I would imagine it to go, or, like, trying to figure out what I want from it. And, like, all these, like, supporting characters that they could meet, like, I thought it would be really cute if at some point, maybe they find, like, a little orphan girl in another town or another village, and she really hates Eva at first because she thinks Eva is, like, some snooty, rich, uppity person, and, like, maybe Gabriel knows her, but he's just never thought of, like, bringing a child with him, or, like, because he kind of keeps to himself a lot, so even if he, like, feels bad that, like, this little orphan girl is an orphan and is poor and everything, he's one of those people where he's smart, but he doesn't want to just take a random girl, and he also knows exactly how it would look on him if he just left the town with a girl. You know, like even if these people don't care about this poor, like, little orphan girl, they'll pretend to, because they hate him. but then they, like, as soon as he leaves, they won't actually care about her anymore. So, like, that's kind of what I'm thinking of, like, why he wouldn't just take her himself, like, before Eva came into the picture. But Eva, I could see, would, like, just sees a mini her in this child, and is like, I want to protect this child with my entire life. You have no parents? Great. You don't need them. You never need parents, except me. Am I a mother? And, you know, that whole thing? Yeah. What is it? What's that fanfic trope? Accidental baby acquisition? That one. I could see that being a really funny plot. And maybe even that thing with Eva, if that's not the way I want to go with it, of Eva saying that she hates kids, but is secretly actually really good with kids. I think that's funny. For this one, to go back to the character design for a really quick second, I still haven't decided on an outfit for Winnie. I was struggling so hard. I could not think of a single damn outfit to give her. So these are what I came up with. I don't know if I'm gonna stick with them, but that's literally all I could think of. I keep associating her with the color green. And then here's another headshot of her, and then there's a close-up of Eva, and then here's a close-up of Gabriel. And I love these characters with my entire life. I love them so much. I've made so much art of them. I've made so much art of them just practicing with the lasso tool, because I'm still fucking mind blown. Here's a screen cap from the animatic I was going to make, and then I stopped because I couldn't. I literally got 13 seconds in, and I was like, what do I do for the next line? I don't know what to do. And then I stopped, and I'm gonna hit myself for it. But long aside, it's been a while. I'm currently on Thanksgiving break, so I don't know if I'm gonna have time for the rest of the week to make another video. Hopefully I'm gonna have one up soon. But huge special thank you to my lovely, lovely patrons. We have Din Din with him, A. Hartley, Oto Kanoko, and Forever Octopus Lion. Thank you guys so much for supporting me. They would have gotten a special little look at this episode. Video. I'm not a TV series. What I have playing in the center is... No, stop. What I have playing is just a little test of trying to, like, make backgrounds for this, like, little story with the lasso tool, so I'm thinking this is, like, kind of the inside of the church. It's a really small town, so it's a really small church. And if you're very perceptive, you can see that this is a still that I'm referencing from the, what's it called? Midnight Mass. Amazing, amazing story there. But hopefully I'll have something soon again. I'll see you guys later. I have nothing else to say. Bye-bye.